Rager at right back. Centre back, Scum. Left back, Griffiths. Centre mid, Godrock. Right wing, Bullet. Centre forward, Loire. Left wing, Benzema. For next gen, we have Lux in goal. Yay at right back. Centre back, Seabot. Left back, Alaba. Centre mid, Arian. Right wing, Snowchild. Centre forward, Mike. And left wing, Draghi. Interesting there, because you would normally expect Mike to be on the wing and Arian to be centre forward. So I'm not really sure. Maybe NG are trying something a little bit different here because they know that eWolves are quite a tough setup. I'm just going to turn my light on in my room. Okay, apparently the ad is on an ad break now. That the stream is on an ad break. Don't see that very often. We are live for this cup final, so thank you for joining me. Apologies if you were expecting a big warm-up today. It was my fault. I forgot the time of the game. But we're live, and this is eWolves versus NG. What got leaked? Did I leak something by accident? Please tell me I didn't. As Mike is on the ball, and he is trying to push past Scum and Griffiths. Now Arshavin has it, and Arshavin has immediately put NG 1-0 up in this cup final, and NG have done it again. Remember how early they went ahead in the last time these two teams met, I believe? And Arshavin has absolutely curled one into that far post. Unbelievable shot. I'm not saying anything about the dabs now. It's boring. People are just going to dab, so, you know. It's part of the game now. And yeah, we're only a couple of minutes in, and already NG are aggressively going for that second goal. Scum back to Griffiths. Finds Bullet. Bullet looks for Loire with the through ball, but Seabot tidies up. I know what I need to do. One sec. One sec. Where is it? I hate the way it does this. iOS isn't coming up in the... Right, there we go. I'm just going to have to do... There we go. Sorry about that. Seabot on the ball finds Mike on the left wing. Finds Seabot again with the return. Lux finds Arian. Hiei back to Lux. I'm a 31-year-old man, so yeah, I think that probably explains half the games on my desktop. Bullet. Ball is cut out by Seabot. Seabot goes forward, finds Hiei. Hiei looked for Arshavin, but they have it back, NG. Seabot has Griffiths ahead of him. He's forced back to go to Mike. Mike to Draghi. Draghi pulls it back to the edge. Seabot is there, finds Arshavin. Arshavin puts it in, and Godrock got a vital touch there. Arshavin gets it back, though, puts it in. Scum heads away. Draghi Snowchild puts the ball back in. Draghi picks it up. Draghi to Arian. Now Arshavin. Arshavin crosses it in deep. Marega heads away. Seabot is there. He's gone to the left-hand side of the box. He pulls it back. He shoots. It's loose in the area. Scum gets it clear. 2-0 now would not be a good start for eWolves. They need to just try and keep NG within 1 goal here. Kime goes long. He heads it. Mike picks it up. Mike out to the right for Arshavin. Arshavin pulls it back to Arian. Arian tried to thread it through to Mike first time. Bullet was there. Finds Benzema with the ball. Benzema runs at Seabot. He's looking for some options. Finds Luar. Luar to cross. He does, but it's over the heads of Benzema and Bullet. But at least eWolves were able to get out of their own half and force an attack. That's what they need to do. A hell of a lot more, though, if they're going to get back into this game. Luar said it himself on the interview that I did with him yesterday. eWolves concede far too many early goals, and it forces them to have to fight back into games. And they're going to have to do that again here as Arshavin's on the right. He puts it into the box. Draghi couldn't get good enough connection on that. The ball found Benzema, but Seabot just stands there and takes the ball off him. Arshavin to Seabot. Woofed by Scum. Benzema forced back to Kime. Kime finds Bullet with the long ball. Bullet threads it through to Godrock. This could be a big chance for eWolves now. Godrock is there. He shoots and looks, makes the save. And you could just tell that Godrock was just not confident there. He really just had no confidence. He looked to the left. And to be honest, I think Benzema may have just been edging offside, and that's why he didn't pass. I don't know. I think maybe there was a small opportunity window there that he could have passed to Benzema. But that was a big opportunity. And it's got to give eWolves some confidence that they're still in this game. Kime finds Luar. Puts a ball back across the back for Bullet. He's onside. Bullet is through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He shoots, Lux saves. And that is why Lux is so important for NG, because they could be 2-0 down now. Well, 2-1 down. Hiei with a chance on the right-hand side to cross. He crosses it. The header comes in from Arshavin and Kime makes the save. eWolves, they've got to be frustrated. It could be 2-1 now. It really could. But Lux has made the saves when they've mattered. And let's not beat around the bush as well. They were one-on-one chances. Godrock put the ball to Benzema. Benzema is offside though, and he missed anyway. They need to improve their finishing. This is what you need to do to beat NG. You need to take your chances. If you don't take your chances, NG are going to score more than 1 goal against you. Mike on the right-hand side of the box. He puts it across. Scum heads away. Luar is deep. Puts it to Griffiths. Griffiths down the line to Benzema, who turns here well. Benzema runs into Seabot, though. Seabot goes on a run himself. Down the right-hand side. He's on the right of the box. He goes into the box. Scum. He's important interception there from Scum because Mike was just waiting for that ball to be played back to him. Benzema gets that up the field. Arian finds Draghi. Draghi on the left-hand side. Pulls it back to Arian on the edge. Arian runs into the box. Shoots. And Kime makes an important save there because that was creeping in. Arian plays the corner out, but that's a poor one, and Godrock cuts that out. But they give it back to NG straight away. Draghi to Mike. Mike crosses it in deep. Draghi heads it across. It's loose in the area. Arian shoots it, falls to Arshavin, and it's 2-0 to NG, and he could not miss. And now it makes it even more devastating for eWolves that they did not take any of them chances because they're 2-0 down. And it is quite lucky that the ball falls to Arshavin there in acres of space. But you've got to be in that space. You've got to be in that right area to put it in. But eWolves are 2-0 down now, and we know they won't let their heads drop. We know they're the kind of team that will keep going to the final whistle. But I just think that the quality between the two teams is just still too big. You can see how easily NG finished their chances. eWolves, I just don't think they've got the finishers in their squad at the moment. Seabot now, he's gone through and Kaim has had to run out. And you can tell Seabot is angry with himself there. Luar finds Benzema with that ball through the back. Benzema to cross, he does. Headed away by Arian. Godrock taps that to Luar. Luar puts it into the box. Hiei heads away. Arshavin picks it up. Arshavin's ball finds Draghi on the left-hand side. Draghi just about wins that back. Finds Seabot. Seabot to Hiei. Hiei to Snowchild. Why does that say? Okay. Sorry. Seabot. What was me stream doing? There we go. Arshavin on the ball. On the right-hand side. He's got Godrock and Krifix in front of him. Krifix just taps that out for a corner kick to NG, which they will happily take. Puts it in. Headed away. Arian from the edge. It's Kaim's made a save there. Arshavin, Mike shoots. Kaim's made another save. But this is the difference. This is the difference between these two sides. You can see how easy it is for NG to create these chances. Luar crosses it in. The header comes in, and it's a big header from Benzema, and it could be an important one because it gets eWolves back into this game. Luar with the cross. Luar does well, as we know he can, just holding the ball up, puts it in. Benzema heads, and it's in that corner, and Lux cannot get near it. And he stands there and lets the crowd take it in. eWolves back in this game, and NG attack again with Arshavin down this right-hand side. He's dispossessed by Godrock. Godrock almost found Bullet there, but Bullet was just a whisker away from that. Lux has the ball, plays it out to Hiei. Hiei finds Arian. The ball goes through. I think Kaim is going to pick that up, and he dribbles back to his area. Arshavin slides for the yellow card there. A bit unnecessary, but he's going to have to watch himself now for the rest of the game. Mike is all of a sudden through for NG and scores. And do you know what? I glanced away for a second there, and when I looked back, he was one-on-one. So that one took me by surprise. Hiei, oh, it's a great ball by Hiei. It really is. It's a fantastic ball. And he's just found Mike there, who just turned Scum. Scum rushes out trying to intercept it. And maybe he should have stayed back, because he's just give Mike a one-on-one opportunity there. And do you know what? That's the difference between... I keep saying it, but Mike there was one-on-one with the goalkeeper, scores. eWolves were one-on-one twice with Lux, couldn't score. Benzema turns inside, he crosses it. It's headed away. Godrock is on the edge. He shoots, and Godrock scores! eWolves pull one back, and what is Lux doing? He goes over to Lux. He shakes his head at him, and Lux turns away. Seaball heads it away. Godrock takes a touch. He shoots, and Lux just doesn't. He doesn't know what way that's going. He just cannot tell what way that is going, that shot. And eWolves just will not stay dead. And that is one praise you can give them. They just will not stay dead. As Arshavin comes forward, he crosses it, it's headed away, and it's half time. And you've got to say, NG will be disappointed because they should have this game in the bag. They really should. But they've let eWolves get back into it. And eWolves, they could be winning this game. They had 2 chances. There was Bullet with 1. And then in a minute, you'll see another 1-on-1, which is even more clear. But this cup final is still very much on. But for one moment, it wasn't looking like it was. NG were 2-0 and they were cruising. There's Benzema with the header. Mike goes through there, puts NG 3-1 up, but then Godrock from the edge of the area. Second half about to kick off. It is 3-2 to NG, but this game is far from over. If eWolves equalise in this game, how will NG react? It's going to be interesting. Arian heads that to Arshavin. Arshavin has seen plenty of the ball so far in this game. Pulls it to the edge for Arian. Arian woofed. Benzema takes the ball from Hiei and comes forward. Finds Luar. Luar has to go back. He puts it towards Benzema, who almost got it and tried to slide it towards Bullet. Hiei with the long ball cut out by Godrock, but then Godrock gives it straight back to Arian. Arian finds Mike. Mike crosses it, but that's over the heads and out for a throw-in. Marega finds Scum, taps it to Marega. Marega runs down the line, but he's played that straight to Seabot. Bullet slides and concedes the yellow card. Seabot with the ball across. Arian missed it, and Krifix has played the ball straight to Luar. Luar was woofed. Benzema then finds Bullet, and then he is woofed as well. NG woofing, yeah, it does happen. Benzema plays that to Luar. Luar has a chance to cross. He does. It's headed away. Mike picks that up, finds Arshavin. Arshavin runs at Scum. Scum taps it to Marega. Godrock goes back to his goalkeeper. Kime goes long. Arian heads that. I think there's too many of them balls that are being headed straight back to eWolves. They need to watch that because Mike comes forward and Scum cuts that out. Finds Benzema. Benzema looks for Luar down the line, but they weren't on the same page, and that'll run out for a throw-in. Seabot to take. Finds Arian. Arian to Draghi, but Draghi's lost it. Marega goes for the long ball looking for Benzema, but they give it straight back. And they just need to calm it down a little bit here, eWolves. They're giving the ball away far too much. They're still in this game. Arian runs into Scum, and Scum just about is able to woof him. Mike goes back to Alaba. Arian crossfields it to Arshavin. Arshavin on the right-hand side now. Slid by Krifix. Benzema picks that up. He goes down the line looking for Bullet, but just at the moment, NG are just all over the place to pick that ball up whenever it goes forward. Scum intercepts that long ball. He's tried to Ole Ari. He will go back. Finds Marega. Marega plays it infield to Luar. Luar plays it to Benzema. Benzema tries to turn Hiei, but Hiei woofs him. Luar to Krifix. Krifix tried to play it inside to Godrock. Seabot plays that out to the left. Alaba was not sure there, and he played it back to Lux. Now Draghi runs at Marega. Marega, I think he's past Marega. No, Marega forces him off the ball, and Draghi was not happy with that. You could tell. Arshavin runs into the box now, shoots, and off the crossbar from Arshavin. And that is what Arshavin can do. That's the quality of Arshavin. He could get a goal out of nothing there, and he almost did. Bullet plays it into the middle for Godrock. Godrock finds Luar on the right-hand side. Luar turns, Alaba puts it into the box. The header comes in, but it was deflected, and that made it easier for Lux to save. Arshavin now has it on the right. He slows the play down. Runs past Krifix down the right-hand side. Krifix crosses it. Sorry, Arshavin crosses it, and Krifix blocks. Arshavin to take the corner. Puts it in. Scum heads away. Arian's on the edge. He shoots. Marega blocks it. Another corner on the other side now, which Draghi will take. Draghi puts it in towards the back stick. It's blocked from Arshavin's header. Then Arshavin will take the corner kick on the other side. They need to survive this, eWolves, as Arshavin puts it in. It's loose. And that almost crept over the line. Kaim gratefully took that in his hands. Benzema looks to go down the left, but he's probably going to be forced back. He plays it into Godrock. Godrock to Krifix. Krifix misplaced that, but then picks it up. Goes back to Kaim. Kaim went long. Scum out to the right for Luar. Luar is forced backwards. Plays it across. Seabot is able to take that easily, though. Finds Alaba. Oh, Alaba almost played that into Bullet. Hiei goes long. Arshavin's lost that. Marega woofs Arshavin. Then the ball is all the way through to Kaim. Still time in this game for eWolves, but as it stands, they haven't really made another clear-cut chance. But they could have one now, as Luar has a little bit of space now. He turns back, but he turns back into trouble. And maybe he should have went for the shot there. We know he's capable. Benzema now has it on the left. He crosses it in deep. Headed away. I think Bullet will pick that up. He plays it back to Krifix. Krifix straight back into Bullet. Bullet tried to find Godrock quickly. But the long ball finds Mike now. Mike. Infield to Arian. Arian has a little bit of space. He plays it back out to Mike. Mike, though, runs into Krifix. Krifix goes long, finds Bullet. Bullet runs straight into Seabot. Seabot has lost the ball to Bullet. No, he won it back. It's not easy to get the ball off Seabot. Luar takes that from the Kaim long ball. Woofed, and then the ball fell to Marega. Scum goes long. Godrock picks it up. Seabot woofs it away. Marega is lagging, and that is not good. But he chooses to play on, throws it to Scum. Scum goes high into the air. It's loose. Mike picks that up. Mike charges forward, and he needs help. He finds Draghi. Draghi turns inside, but he's lost out to Luar. Luar takes his time. He's got a bit of space. Plays it across. Bullet, though, is beaten in the air by Seabot. eWolves, you can tell they're just trying for that one Hail Mary ball that will get someone one-on-one, and then they've got to score it. Mike to Arshavin. Arshavin goes on a run. He's woofed. The ball finds Luar. Luar has a bit of space ahead of him, but Seabot is lurking, waiting for him to make a mistake. Luar turns back. He's getting his stamina back. He tries to cross, and the throw-in is won by eWolves. Luar throws it to Krifix. Krifix puts it straight into the box. It's headed away, and Draghi picks it up. Draghi. Whooped by Scum. And Draghi is just not happy. But he can't be doing that when NG are woofing too. Two can play at that game as Hiei finds Snowchild. Snowchild runs through. Finds Mike. Mike on the left-hand side. He's got Marega to beat. Bullet and Marega can't win the ball. Arian finds Draghi now, who's on the right-hand side. He puts it to Arshavin, and Arshavin still has it. He goes for the shot. Kaim makes the save. Draghi. Runs into the box, puts it to Arshavin, and that is 4-2 to NG now, and that could be the goal that puts the game to bed. Arshavin dabs Keim. Draghi does well there. Draghi's had a tough game, but he does well there. He puts the ball across. Finds Arshavin, and Arshavin has got almost an open goal to just slot that into. Godrock to Marega. Bullet. Played that off Draghi, and it's a throw-in. Bullet finds Godrock. Godrock taps it back to Bullet. Bullet looks to go alone, and somehow he still has it. Plays it into Godrock. Godrock is there and shoots, and Lux makes the save. But again, Godrock has a big chance there to pull eWolves back into the game. But he just hit it straight at Lux. Alaba plays that off an eWolves player. It fell to Draghi. Draghi finds Mike. Mike runs down the left-hand side. He's got Arshavin and acres of space on the right. He puts it across. Arshavin wins it, turns inside, shoots off the post, and then Scum hit it straight at... Mike hit it straight at Scum. Arian on the edge finds Arshavin, shoots, Krifix blocks. Arshavin to take the corner. He's put that to the edge for Arian, puts it back to Arshavin. Arshavin takes the ball away from Godrock, turns inside. Arshavin tries to Ole. Krifix. Keim went for the long ball immediately to Loire, but Seabot has won lots in the air today. He's won lots. Draghi. Snowchild picked that up. Mike with Marega isolated on that left-hand side. He's got past Marega. He's running into the box. He's going to pull it back. It's loose, but Keim picks that loose ball up. Keim plays it straight out to Bullet. Krifix. Oh, Krifix has misplaced that to Draghi. And Draghi has a chance to run at Scum. He gets woofed by Scum, and then Godrock comes back. Arshavin now... Time ticking away, and it's probably his game over now, but eWolves maybe can make the scoreline look a bit better if they can pull one back here. Loire's ran straight into Hiei, and Hiei will just take the ball downfield. It's pretty much game over now, and he runs it out for a throw-in anyway. Godrock takes the throw, finds Krifix. Godrock goes for the long ball. Loire picks it up. Oh, Benzema was in acres of space there, and he didn't see him. Bullet tries to play the corner in, wins a corner kick. Bullet to take. Puts it into the box. It's headed away by NG, and that will be full-time. No, another corner. Bullet to take. Keim is coming up. The ball goes in. It's loose. Scum back to Bullet. Bullet into the box, but it's over everyone's head. And that's going to be... full time. Once Arshavin throws it down the line, he does. Full time. NG are your Cup 5 winners. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for NG, but they ground the result out. eWolves had chances to go ahead in this game, and they didn't take them. NG, though, just like the machine that they are, they kicked it into gear and they took their chances, and they are your Cup 5 winners, running out 4-2 winners in this game. So, with that, that is the end of the season as well. It actually is the end now. And it is always a sad time. We won't have competitive iOS now until April. However, we do have the European Championship, which will be starting in the gap. and them games will be streamed as well. So don't worry, we have a stopgap until iOS comes back competitively. I guess I can do an interview, although I can't really go long because I'm starving and I need to eat. And I know that's my excuse every time, but I'm hungry. Arian is in cooldown for NG, so we'll bring Arian in and get his thoughts on that game. Hello, Ari.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me and congratulations for running out Cup 5 winners 4-2. And yeah, it was a kind of a strange game because at one point it looked like NG had this one comfortable, but I don't think you can ever say that when you play against eWolves, can you?
After yesterday, definitely not.
Well, exactly. It was like it was almost a carbon copy. The early goal conceded, then eWolves come back, and then I think it was kind of a difference in quality in the fact that eWolves had chances to even go ahead in that game and they didn't take them. And then the difference was NG go through, Mike 1-on-1. He puts one in, confidently. And I think that was just the difference today. I think eWolves just didn't have that cutting edge.
Obviously, I think they had the first two big chances with, I think Rock had a 1-on-1 and Bullet. So they could have easily taken the lead as well. Maybe should have. So that was our fortune. Then we scored two goals, thinking, obviously, no but 2-0, but the momentum was in your favor with 2-0. But then they got one back quick. Then we scored again, thinking, okay, back to 2-goal lead. And a little do you know, before halftime, they scored again. So, and I guess with the 2-3 scoreline, or at least 2-2 ahead, you head in the second half like anything can still happen. And we know how difficult eWolves is. I think it's the hardest opponent we have played this entire season. And we all know, we knew that they really wanted this because their league was already done before January. So I know they were all on this one. To get the win here is big. And to go like 4 out of 4 this season, not bad, not too shabby. Don't think anything that's done that before.
Yeah, I think for eWolves, they you could tell that they were gearing up for this one, and I think for them, I think they'll be disappointed in a way that the second half they kind of got completely. I don't know. I think everything that they tried just didn't seem to work, and I think that was obviously a testament to NG. Realized, hang on, we need to stop these here, and it just seemed like every long ball was getting cut out. I think Seabot, won quite a lot in the air against Loire, and Kie was keeping Benzema quiet more in that second half, and I think that was the difference, really. I think NG just turned it up a notch, and I think for eWolves, I think they'll be disappointed that they didn't really carry on in the second half like they did in the first. But for NG, you're right. It's another they've made they've done the double this season, and they've showed that they're still the team to beat. Because of course, after last season, they'll have gone into this season not defending a championship. So for them, it was getting their pride back, isn't it? I guess.
Well, I mean, it's still a trophy. If we lost this today, it wouldn't be the end of the world. The season would not be a failure, but it will still be disappointing, But glad we still got it. I don't know much to add. I mean, based on the first part of your question, or obviously life is much easier when you have Seabot and EA at the back. I won't lie to you. But it's still teamwork, Still got to do it all together. and two people or three, it's not going to cut it alone. We need everyone. As you can see, are showing up again in a big game. I mean, it starts to be normal now.
Yeah, I think with Arshavin, it really does go under the radar sometimes. He you know, he can be a bit of a joker sometimes, but there's no denying when the competitive games are on, he becomes like this machine that, like, you know, you can rely on him in big games like this to score goals. I mean, that first goal was, it's not easy to beat Keim. Like, Keim's a good keeper, and that was just a fantastic goal, that first shot, wasn't it?
I was surprised that it went in because I think Scum or Rock cleared it out, but VAR thought otherwise. Or the goal line tech, I should say.
Yeah.
Always in NG's favor, right?
Well, maybe, yeah. Maybe so. But yeah, I think for him, you know, I mean, he was, no disrespect, but he was my vote for player of the season. Or player of the year, sorry, in the you know, in the awards that we had.
Yeah. I'll be surprised if
and he did come second, so I think he is being recognised a bit more. But I think he really does show on a regular basis how good of a player he is. And for NG now, I mean, they look forward to a break, and you know, for them, are NG. Do you think NG, as they stand right now, are a complete unit, or do you still think that there's one or two players that you could add to this to really become this unstoppable force?
Like, players-wise, it's always someone to get that is really good, that could work with us. But if we're just gonna like grab, this maybe sounds stupid, but if we just can grab, let's say, the Fangs of the world, the Nuris and Atoxes and Nightfires, you get the point, right? What point does that make, you know? And I know you probably will say, well, NG already has on the OP squad. Well, there's still really good players around, you know? So, but to quickly answer your question on that, no. Especially outfield-wise, no. We only have Lux in goal, but if Lux don't show up, then we have always 3, 4, 5 first-top players who can keep on a given day. So that's kind of how we fix this issue. So I wouldn't expect anything from us transfer-wise.
Okay, and I guess as sort of a final question, I think I might know your answer, but do you have a man of the match for this game?
It has to be Arsenal.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Seaport was really big here too. I don't think they make it. He his ball on the 3-1. Was it 2-1, 3-1? I forgot. It was a huge ball. So,
yeah, the ball to Mike was a great ball. I did call it out on commentary. Said it's a fantastic ball through that.
So yeah, that's what he's really good at, and that's why I like him actually a lot more fullback than the CB, even by his own standards. So I'm actually glad that worked out, because people, when he arrived to NG, people were like, how is he going to cope with Seaboard, this and that? And I was like, I already planned it out before this happened, and him right back, because 2 weeks ago he had to CB because Seaboard was just was in absence, but he didn't enjoy it. It was more like a forced CB.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that he has a new position.
I did actually remember something else that I wanted to ask. Actually, what was the thinking behind Mike at CF today? Was that just trying something new, or was there a reason for that?
I don't experiment in finals. I've learned the mistake already a couple of years ago when we lost the league because of that. It was Matt didn't show up and Rod couldn't play because of the London server, and we don't really have the rights to change it. I mean, they probably won't say Paris, but then half my team probably whines about it. So, especially when it's not scheduled for Paris. So Oliver was the first one online, and he just replaced Rod. And Mike CF was, well, Matt couldn't play, which was CM. Mike was. It was either Mike or Chupo. I think Mike was more willing to play, and I kind of went with that. It took my position off, so I had to drop down one. So that is why I was CM today. It was scheduled for me CF and Matt CM and Rod left back. As you can see, it turned out to be different. But there was no experiment whatsoever. I mean, you can't do that in the final. Like that would be a big mistake.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Well, okay. I can't really think of anything else to ask other than to say, obviously, congratulations on the win. And yeah, I mean, enjoy the break. I think NG players have definitely deserved their break. It's been a difficult season.
Does it?
I fit in terms of results. They've been close. There's been some tough games, so I think these NG players will deserve their break. And
I get what.
go on, sorry.
Sorry. I didn't know when you finished, but I think you mentioned yesterday, like, how to say this, like, NG was still winning, and that's true. And I guess it has to take for a team that actually gets to wins against and keeps winning against NG for league to be perceived more interesting. I mean, obviously, as an NG player, I hope we always win. I mean, if you were in my position, you probably would say the same. But I guess if for neutrals, shall I say, it's probably better if a team like eWolves can keep this level up and maybe add a bit better players and compete in the future. Obviously, Tempest and Zero. We'll have to see what happens with Zero after yesterday, because you never know with them. But it was. I still say it wasn't as easy as maybe the stats tell you. Standings still tell you. Like, I think Banda had a much easier time than us. Oh, yeah.
I think what what I can see the main difference is it definitely wasn't as easy as it has been and it could have been in the past. But I think what the difference is it's the specific players. I think like Evil's a strong team, Tempest a strong team, and on their day they can certainly compete with NG. But I think with NG they've got players who are just drilled differently, and I think they'll always turn up when it matters, and I think this is something that obviously the other teams need to learn over time, where there's a minimum expected of NG players, and I think sometimes these other teams don't have a minimum expected. Some players will turn up and have a bad game, some players will turn up and have a good game. And I think that these teams need to set standards, and eWolves are on that path. They certainly are, because you can see that with them, that they don't give up in games. They are always fighting. But I think with NG, because of their history and because of how long they've been going and the ethos that's behind the team, the minimum expected is always met. No matter what. And I think that is always the difference between why NG always have been able to stay above, just a cut above, because of that. And yeah, so we'll see whether in time, whether some of these teams who can try and stick around. Something I tried to build myself. It's difficult when you go through players quite. You have a high player turnover. It's difficult to build that ethos. You need players to stand by you and stick by you before you can build that ethos. And maybe eWolves, they've shown that they've been able to retain and build on what they've got. So maybe they can do that in future.
I expect eWolves and Tempest to be stronger, and hopefully Zero too. One more point. I know this interview takes a bit too long. My fault, my bad. But one more point I want to make, which is I think important, and maybe why we kind of edged out further than maybe it looked like in a couple of weeks ago. I think we adjusted to eWolves, because I think if you can see Zero and Tempest against eWolves, they struggled against that, and we struggled in the early weeks of January against them. Now I think we got lucky as fuck that they rescheduled the game on to 2nd January to 18, because it was them who rescheduled. We started to adjust how they play, and then as you can see, we're a lot more conservative against them than any other teams. I think our passing today was just what they.
Well, I noticed a way more woofs than NG normally do. Yeah,
you have to adjust against certain teams especially when you're struggling against the normal one. You can't just always think the same way will work, and I think that's a lesson we have learned seasons ago. And it's time for us to stop thinking one way will always work. There's always going to be opponents that treat you differently, and you have to adjust to it. And eWolves is definitely one of them right now. So.
Well, I guess that's definitely a compliment. And I think as well, obviously, it shows adaptability. Because you do need plan Bs. You need plan Es. You need to know if a team's playing a certain way, you need to know how to break it down and beat it. And NG, I think, have showed that here.
Look at Zero yesterday; they had no clue.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
And Zero they kept making the same mistake over and over again. But you need to be able to adapt mid game sometimes, and that's the sign of a top team. But yeah, we will cut it there.
yeah, it's
But thank
all right.
you for coming in, Arian, and yeah,
Thanks.
enjoy the break.
Thank you. Sorry if that takes too long.
No problem.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. So that was Arian from NG. eWolves haven't sent anyone in, and in the best, nicest way possible. I hope they don't, because I'm really hungry and I need to go. So, yeah, I think we'll call it there. But thank you once again, not just for this game, but throughout the whole season, for tuning into the streams. We've struggled a little bit this season to try and put as many streams on as we can for you, because the staff channel had quite a few people who just decided to bug out on us, like at the start of the season or midway through the season, and it's been real struggle to try and stream these games. I didn't necessarily want to have to stream this many games, but I did. Didn't want to have to commentate this many games, but I did. So I'm going to enjoy a break myself. And when the Euros start back up, you'll see me back then. So yeah, as always, take it easy. Yeah, definitely send your CVs in for the staff roles. We need referees, we need streamers, we need commentators. But yeah, I'll see you all very soon. Arrivederci.